A lot of cities have outdoor art, but not many use murals to celebrate their troubles. This is Belfast, a city of art and culture with a fine university and great gardens, all just around the corner from some reminder that Belfast has been in and out of world headlines for 3 decades. Gone is any sign of that city under siege. Walk around downtown for a couple of days and you'll be hard-pressed to see even a meter maid.
Belfast, even at the worst of the trouble, still was a city that vibrated with good fun, people out to enjoy themselves.
The Belfast that you quickly learn to love is the city that built the Titanic, a city of parks with a castle and a citizenry that is full of the joys of life, and it all began in the mud.
Belfast's origins are based on reclaiming land from Belfast Lough, which is an inlet of the Irish Sea. And where we stand now was once all mudflats. But within a couple of miles of here, right underneath where the Titanic was built at Holland and Wolff Shipyard, there's a wonderful, wonderful series of lagoons which are full of birds. And you're still within the city centre. It's quite a unique experience.
The fast ferry from Scotland slides into the very port that built the world's most tragic ship. Today, the gantries, once dubbed Samson and Delilah, stand astride the dry dock at Harlan and Wolff.
Someone once said to me one time in America, and he said, "Isn't it funny that Belfast is best remembered for the ship that sank?" And we were standing in the Crown Bar and a Belfast man piped up and he said, "Yes, but it was okay when she left Belfast."
A sad monument at City Hall recalls the fate of the unsinkable White Star liner. Belfast City Hall is a grand building boasting fabulous marble and impressive council rooms. Nearby is the Europa Hotel, which was bombed more than once by terrorists but never closed. Its neighbours are the rather whimsical Grand Opera House, the city's live theatre showplace, and, across the street, the Crown Liquor Saloon, a must-stop for a hearty pub lunch. Come evening, this is where you join the pub tour.
When the Railway Hotel was being changed into a bar, Patrick Flanagan and his wife decided to call it the Crown, and the Crown is actually in the mosaic tiles at the front door here, so that those who were going in and out were wiping their feet on the Crown. This is Kelly's, which is the oldest pub in Belfast, and it's known because the United Irishmen here in 1798 met in this pub and plotted against the British forces. So if you look up at the sign here, you will see there's a British redcoat coming around the corner here, and the pub really hasn't changed at all, inside or out, since the 1720s.
If you have some Irish blood in you, there's a good chance it came from somewhere in Northern Ireland. People come to search the cemeteries, the museums, and the resources like the Linen Hall Library in central Belfast, just brimming with genealogical records.
The first thing that people really need to know is as much hard information as they have. Not my ancestors came from somewhere in Ireland maybe 200 years ago. You really need the name, you need the county, you need the barony, the town land, as much as that. But it's fascinating. Once people actually get into delving into the history of their family, it can take a whole life to actually get that bug out of their system.
Two of the most imposing buildings are Belfast Castle, not really a fairy tale castle, rather just a grand home. And across town, Stormont Castle, home of the Northern Ireland Assembly. Its vast parklands host concerts. They've all been here, from Pavarotti to Elton John. Inside, the political chamber, what the irreverent locals call the best comedy show in town. Just across the corner from Midtown are the grounds of the city's celebrated Queen's University, and nearby the Botanical Gardens with its Palm House. But the biggest recent changes in Belfast have come along the Lagan River docks, devastated by air raids during the Second World War. Today the waterfront's been reborn, as fresh and lively as the reopened St George's Market. This town is most proud of what it calls its people, places and pace. They really are generous, humorous and relaxed.
You can walk around Belfast. You can be in one part of the city centre and another, 15 minutes later. You don't get lost in Belfast. And if you did for a few minutes, anybody would take you by the hand and, take you to wherever you wanted to go. It's a very open, friendly city.
Why is this giant ball of rock so easy to roll? Where did this glove learn to dance? And when was science ever this much fun? The answer to these and a zillion other questions are at your fingertips in one of Britain's best hands-on science centres, the Odyssey Centre, home to W5, which draws on a world of experience.
North America was our feeding ground because there's many wonderful places like Toronto, the Ontario Science Centre, and loads of places. We're not trying to teach science facts, we're trying to teach skills and problem solving and creativity and innovation. They could be in a music studio, they can play with water, they can look at nature, they can go shopping in their own little role-play shopping area, they've got their own castle. It's a really magical space for little ones. You've got pulleys and levers and wind tunnels and EarthGo about space. We've got Connects, bridge building, there's electric circuits, there's making robots, and there's designing and collecting. So a whole gambit of fun. I think the feedback is that there's so much in Northern Ireland which is about heritage, we've got lovely art galleries, we've got lovely museums. This is the first place where children and adults and families really get to play together and learn together. And that gives us the energy to create and develop even more.
For more information, visit our website on topoftheworld.net.